going on, you guys? Like, what you guys to the channel? It's your boy Big Dog back with another. I don't even know what this. It's not really a review, man. This is just me, honestly, gushing over the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion episode on HBO Max. I didn't have HBO Max before. I got it to watch this. You know, this honestly could have been. They could have made it out to like. I feel like 8 episodes might have been too much, but like 4 different episodes, okay? And like they could have had them all an hour long, okay? Just something. This was so good because I, for one, if you like a fan of my channel at all, you know that Will Smith is like my favorite actor. Yeah, I don't really talk about the Fresh Prince as much because like. There's not many situations in which I would have to talk about the Fresh Prince, but it's my favorite show of all time. It was one of my favorite shows because like Ed and Dragon Ball Z are like pretty much like right there. But so just watching this and them come back together to just talk about the show and the 30 years of what the show did, just the excellence that was in the show, the comedy, the awareness. This is like what I look for when I'm watching a sitcom or something. You know what I'm saying? It just has that factor, that real factor, like that authenticity of it, and like the fact of the matter is. How this show was so authentic, yet I've never lived in Bel-Air. Never. Probably won't be there for a while. For another, who knows, 6 months probably. But but you had Will coming from West Philly. I don't live in Philly. I lived in the hood, but like I don't know how my hood is different from West Philly. Some hoods are all the same. But like him going to live with you know, his aunt, uncle, and his cousins and stuff. And like you just seeing the camaraderie of these people, this cast who loved each other. And them addressing so many things. One, talking about the death of James Avery, who was one verse that I always talk about is the J. Cole verse. First thing first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. For real, you the only father that I ever knew. I get my chick pregnant, I'm gonna be a better you. That was big to me because I didn't have Uncle Phil, but I had Uncle Vel. And my Uncle Vel reminded me of Uncle Phil. He was hardworking and he took care of it. It took care of his family. My two cousins. I don't want to say their names because they're not big in on social media and stuff like that. But my 2 cousins and my aunt, and my Uncle Vel passed this year. He was the father figure that I knew. I was kind of I felt like Will in that scenario. I never went to live with them, but I was raised by that side of. I was raised by my aunt and uncle as well as my grandma and mother. You know, so we were. Me and my 2 cousins, we grew up like brothers and sisters. Now, granted, I ended up getting some more brothers and sisters as I got older, but growing up as kids, that's who I was around. So the whole Uncle Phil stuff, that stuff hit me hard, especially when James Avery died. And then this episode hit me even harder. This reunion hits even harder considering the fact that my Uncle Vel passed early on this year, and like I said, he was the father figure for me. You know, he was a great father. I was always man, this. It's not what you see often. A father living with his a father, a wife, and a son and a daughter. You didn't see that a lot growing up. So when when I watched Fresh Prince, I would always put myself in the position of Will and my cousin and my uncle and aunt. That's who I saw. You know what I'm saying? The family in Bel-Air. And so going over that scene, that one scene with the most iconic scene in Fresh Prince is the father scene, and I've heard Will Smith tell the story numerous times. It's telling the same way every time, and how he messed up that scene, and then so frustrating. James Avery told him, look at me, and he got it, and then that scene is also big for me because I remember having that same feeling before, you know, where like I was kind of like, damn. And this is like getting like too like into stuff, but like I had that same feeling where I was just kind of like this is just me personal. I had that like damn man, I was not a bad kid. I was a really good kid. I was smart and I made good grades, but I always felt like that wasn't enough. Like I was like, what is up with like me and my dad? And you know what I mean? Like I was just kind of like, damn, like what? Yeah, like that's like I don't want to get too into detail, but when that scene hits, the another scene people don't talk about enough. I feel like when we briefly think about it, like oh, it's a great scene, but we don't talk about it enough. Like the scene between Will and Carlton, when Carlton has the gun and like he thought he needed a gun, and Will was like, no, like bro, I'll say like you owe me, like that scene. And something that was huge that they did in this special was with the original Aunt Viv, Janet. And she came back because if you didn't know, like that falling out between her and Will and like actually Carlton as well, which is something I'm going to talk about in a second, like that was big. Like he single-handedly, whether it was intentional or not, pretty much like blackballed her and like destroyed her career in Hollywood. Because he was on the rise and like he was a star. And like when she got that label of like hard to work with, she was done for. Like she was done for. And like she's came out and said things about him. She said things about like Alfonso. And like the fact that her and Will was able to sit down and talk. Now I know they cut a lot of things out that were in their conversation. They only showed you like snippets because I'm pretty sure that conversation was a lot longer than what they showed in the special. Because that was something that was big. Okay, that they had to go into like a lot, and they still didn't necessarily go into like what was going on with her, which I respect like fully. You know, because we get to, I was just happy to see them back together talking and like put this to the side. But like whatever that conversation between them, I'm just happy that they had that. Now Alfonso, on the other hand, don't think they necessarily him and her like got things out. I don't know. This is going to be speculation. But when she was brought out to like talk to the rest of the cast and hug, and she was hugging the rest of the cast, he wasn't there. I saw her hug everybody except him. He had left. This was, from what it looked like, this was the exact same day, exact same time. He was gone. So I'm going to assume that they still have some things to work out, and I hope they get through them. I could be wrong. He could have just had to step out of something. They might have did the stuff off camera or whatever. I don't know. But just from what I saw, it seemed like they may not have like settled their differences between the two yet. Because he said some stuff about her, I think, in the comedy. And of course, like when she went on a rant about him, rant about Will, he caught some straight bullets as well. And just them talking about like the end of the show. Listen, bro. Somebody was in there cutting onions when I was watching this. Okay, somebody was in there cutting onions, vacuuming something, because like my eyes was watering like quite a bit, especially getting to the end where like just that last scene, and I remember watching that last scene because one thing was big about me. I always wanted to redo that last scene, like standing in. With like just some I had to actually bought a pair of blue jean shorts bag. I mean not blue jean shorts, blue jean pants bag like that, and like the long sleeve that Will had on with the Columbia 11s, because that was the Jay-Z had on, and just like yo, whenever I get ready to like truly leave and go where I'm going, that's the image I want to have. You know what I'm saying? To like, cause it's just so iconic. Like I honestly, I'm gonna be real. Like that's probably what I want the background to be at my damn funeral. Me with those clothes on. Like it's like yo, this is it. You know what I'm saying? Because like this show, I've watched this show forever. ever. It came out before I was born, so it's always been around for me. You know, of course I didn't catch it when it was coming on. I was catching reruns and stuff like that, but it was always like it was impactful to me. Just like the black excellence in it, like the seeing somebody similar to me, you know. And the way they act, you know, except for it was crazy because I never was necessarily a Will, and Will even wasn't a Will. I never knew like Will Smith wasn't that guy, like the guy who gets all the girls, knows all the right things to say. He's such a great actor. You just think like, well, yeah, of course that's Will Smith. He's like, no, I wasn't. I don't know how to talk to girls or anything like that. I was just, you know. I'm like, damn, that's like, you know how to act so well that just you think that is him. And even how the show gets greenlit with Quincy. I've heard him tell that story before, the story about Quincy and like, hey, we're gonna have an audition right here, and we're like, yo, give me like 2 weeks. And then Quincy like, hey, everybody who gonna need to greenlight this show is in there right now. Give me 10. He told Quincy like, give me 10 minutes. And like that's how it happens. And I'm like, those moments are present. This is one of those things I always think about. It's like when the spotlight is shined on you, will you be ready for it? Will you take it and like go? Like are you prepared? A lot of people want that moment, but once it's put on them, like they not actually ready. No. You have to be ready, and like Will Smith is like one of the few people, if not the only person in this world I would ever call my hero. Because I look up to him completely. Like he's the one person I like really truly in this world I want to meet. You know what I'm saying? Like he's legitimately my hero. So when I'm watching that scene, or like him talking about that moment where he had that moment. Granted, he was already a rapper, and so like that was good. But like even the fact that he's never acted, but he was given a moment, and he took it and ran with it. I guess that shit's just inspirational to me. You know, that shit's just completely inspirational to me because I am that person who's like, I've been consistent with a lot of the stuff I do, and I'm just like, eventually that light will be shining on me, where I will have the world's attention. And it's like, just go to Eminem, like, I'm not gonna get on one shot at this. And I'm gonna take that. Regardless of what's going on in my life, what's going on around me, I'm gonna take that opportunity and I'm gonna show why I deserve it. So him, like all of this stuff and just them just talking about all the memories, seeing Nikki again, because I didn't know they was even gonna bring him back. Like, I don't know the actor's name. So I call him Nikki. So it was just like, yo, all of it. I think this was like one of the best things I've watched in a while. Like it gave me like kind of the same feeling that The Last Dance gave me. The only difference is I didn't really get to watch Jordan growing up. You know what I'm saying? I was born in '93. You know, I was born with the year the Nines came out. The year the Nines came out. Yeah, either way it go, Jordan was like getting ready to retire when I was born. If not, just had retired. Yeah, because he was getting ready to retire. He was on his third championship. So he didn't retire those 2 years, and then he started back. But I was still young, you know, so I can just remember vividly seeing Jordan. Even though The Last Dance I thought was great and fantastic. I remember Fresh Prince. I remember growing up from a little kid up until like adulthood and to now, like watching the Fresh Prince and like, so this hits hard, and it was just 1 hour and 15 minutes worth of stuff, but it still like hit hard. I thought this was gonna be like 2 minutes, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes of me talking about this. I don't even know what the time was at now, but like it was damn sure worth talking about this the way I have. This was great. If you are a fan of the Fresh Prince, you definitely should check this out. This is fantastic, and this is great. This is worth me watching for a second time, which I probably will. You guys let me know what you thought about it down in the comments if you've seen it. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you guys are staying safe out there. I'll catch up with you guys later. Peace.